Good morning, my dear children. Today we learn our earth. This is our precious earth. We live on the earth. Our earth is round like a ball. Look at the picture. Our earth is made up of land, water, and surrounded by air. Most part of the earth are covered with water. How much? 71%. Look like our body also have 71% water, so we need water, fresh and plenty water every day. We live on the land. The land is not the same everywhere. The land takes up different forms. The plain is very large, flat and land area. Hills are highland and weather is cool in the hilly area. Plateaus is the flat area situated at the height. It is also called tableland. Then very high hills are called mountains. They are often covered with snow. If you visited some hilly station, then you look that the hilly station always cover the topmost part is covered with snow. And if you visited some plateau area, you see the weather condition is much be hot, and when you visited some plain area, you see the hot is very much, and in the hilly area there are the weather is cool. Then here you see the land from plain, mountain, plateau, desert, iceland, valley. The surface of the land is not the same everywhere. At some place it is flat and some place it is high. Look at the picture here. The plain area and then mountain, then small height, then desert. Here we feel too much hot and dryness. Then the Iceland and the valley is so beautiful place to visiting or living area. Then most of the earth is covered with water. The 70% of earth is covered by water. Then that reason we call the blue planet. Then plain. The low lying and flat land are called plain. Look at the picture. There are no hill, no nothing is here in the flat land are called plain. A plain is good for growing crop, fruits, vegetable. Most cities and towns are situated in a plain. Then very high hill area called mountain, and mountain has many snow covered peak. Look at the picture. Here is the snow, and a mountain is covered with many kinds of trees. Sometime we see, but sometime we never see. When the winter is coming, that time we never see any trees. Next, hill. A high price of land with a pointed top is called as hill. People living in hill area grow different type of fruits, vegetable. This is area, and this area we grow tea or coffee. Then valley. The lowland between two hills mountain is called valley. A valley has very fertile land. People grow many crops in valley. This is the very beautiful place. We visited sometime in this type of place. Then plateau. Plateau, a leveled land at the top of the hill or mountain is called plateau. A plateau is called tableland. It is look like a table. Look at here. Here is the leg and this one is the flat part. Then the desert, the third desert, is it? A huge prize of pieces of land covered with sand is called desert. The desert has very little water, so life is very thought in desert. Me parts of land are covered with sand. This is very hot area. Now the Iceland, huge pieces of land covered with water on all its side is called Iceland. And Iceland has present weather is very large. Water bodies is called ocean. Andaman Nicobar Deep Iceland is also a big Iceland. Then the water feature where we take all the water from the pond. A small ditch with water is called pond. A pond of 10 days in summer. River, a big canal through which water flow continuously is called river. Next, lake. Lake is a big water body surrounded by land. Then waterfall, a stream of water flowing from a hill or mountain is called a waterfall. Waterfall are very natural beauty. Sea and ocean, a big body of salty water is called sea. A very huge sea is called an ocean. Many ships sails are in a sea or ocean. Then we see what is sea and ocean, waterfall, lake, and another water bodies. Now you can no, this one we take in another day. Now you see in our earth we see two type of things. One is land and another is water. Water are all the same level and but the land is not same. Next day I will teach you different in this topic different type of questions. So thank you. Bye bye.